Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighborhood Ubagoose here, back again with another World of Warcraft leveling video on the Warrior. When we last left off, I had a 60% mount, so that's different. I was single spec'd into Protection. Now I'm dual spec'd and we're going to be Fury for a while. And I was over at Light's Shield Tower, but now we're actually going to skip straight to Light's Hope Chapel. Because probably we're gonna get like incredibly high level already throughout Eastern Plaguelands, so you know, whatever. I am gonna make this my home now. I may regret that, but we'll see. So I made the incredibly long trek of using my Hearthstone, which was still set to Fort Livingston, flying to Stormwind, and then flying all the way back up here, which took long enough for me to go take a dump and get food, so quite a while. Fortunately, I wasn't at the computer the whole time, but yeah, we're gonna be Fury for a bit. I don't know. We'll see if I go back. I don't know. I just want to kind of mix it up a little bit, because I have been playing my Enhance Shaman quite a large amount. What am I? Okay. I used the thing. Hello. So I actually don't know. I don't know how Fury fully works yet. I'm in the process of understanding it. I've read all this stuff. I just need to actually understand it. One thing I will note is that without a little bit of luck, the beginning of the rotation is fairly boring. Once you get either some good procs or just some good, you know, rotations going for an extended fight, then it becomes much better. I'm assuming as I level up, it'll become even better, specifically once I get the ability to force Enrage. As becoming enraged allows me to use Raging Blow, which you can only use if you're enraged, which is caused by critical strikes from Bloodthirst, and that's it. And also using the this thing, Berserker Rage. There we go. Also, becoming enraged gives 10 additional rage, making it even that much better. So even though Berserker Rage is, it seems on the surface to be like a PvP talent, it just being, you know, a pocket chunk of rage. I missed a pocket chunk of rage and what am I saying? And enabling your abilities. So, okay. Okay. So I don't know if that's triggered yet. I have no idea. Whatever. We'll find this all out as we go. Hey, there we go. It triggered. So that's off the global cooldown, it appears. Which is cool. No, wait, it's not. No, maybe it just is when I have the charges for it. Okay. I'm learning as I go. Sorry. I'll maybe seem a tad bit distracted. But that's okay. Okay. Why didn't it? Alright. Just didn't want to charge. That's cool. That's fine. I'm cool with it. So yeah, one of the most important things that has changed since the last episode is the fact that I now have 100% mount writing, which I meant to do before recording the last episode, but didn't get around to. Also, I do seem to have a quite a large surplus of rage once it actually gets rolling. So that is interesting. This also costs 45 rage to use. Oh, oh, okay. I understand now. So, Rage Dump couldn't be more accurate than it is in the case of Wild Strike, it seems. Hey, is Whirlwind even good? Doesn't look like it. Running slowly. Alright. I mean, obviously this makes sense to use when there's AoE situations, but without that, it's pretty bad. Which is generally how AoE abilities should be, but that's not always the case. Oh god, this is a lot of buttons to be hitting. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. No, it's not off the global cooldown, it's just got a much shorter cooldown? Weird. This is weird. This is weird. Whoops.
What can I do for you?
You can help me understand all these buttons that I'm hitting, Mr. Dwarf. Also, apparently execute's pretty important for Fury, which makes sense, but, you know. You know what, fuck it, let's go ham here. That doesn't seem very, relevant, the amount of damage that was. Seems fairly, not relevant, in fact. I'd have to argue. I don't know, this is a very, unique experience that I'm having right now. Okay, just gotta bury some more blades and kill 2 more caster duders. Alright, this works, I suppose. Ah, come on. I had a feeling that was gonna happen too. They would just send me into the next fucking enemy. That's always what happens to me, man. Okay, just blades. 2 more. I should go arms. Arms is way more simple. I mean, it is. Arms, I'd say, from all the things I've noticed. Oh, hello. A Garganox. You seem like a stand-up gentleman. Me and my buddy Garganox, you know, we go way back. So, what is cool is that this... Yeah, that should be... Yeah. Yeah, so that's the ebb and hold. That's Acarus. That's where Death Knights start. That's their home, basically. Which I love. I love the fact that it's integrated into the world, you know? And I don't know if that was there before Wrath. Like if that ship was there before Wrath. I have no clue if it was just hanging out up there in the sky. I feel like it might have been, but I never got to this zone. I was never in this zone, rather, before Wrath. So I don't know. If it was there beforehand, that's awesome. If it wasn't, it's still awesome. I love the fact that they can, you know, bring the world together and just have it actually be connected, you know? And it's not just a series of portals between zones. Don't get me wrong, I like the portals, but yeah. Oh, another thing that changed is I noticed I straight up didn't have a neck piece at all. So I don't. The only neck I have in heirlooms is the agility one. So I just slapped it on. Which, I mean, haste and stamina are good stats to have. So I don't see a huge issue there. Obviously the agility is worthless, but it's the only one I got. So we're rolling with it. It also has an active, which I'll never use, but you know, that's a different story. I don't remember how many things these duders drop. I feel like it's not a lot. Okay, it's 2. That sounds pretty accurate to what I recall. I feel like it's a consistent 2, but I am not certain. Oh no. Well, maybe because that was a grub and not a devourer. Regardless, we gotta collect 15. This is gonna be a while. There's gonna be a bit of stuff, you know. So it seems as if I always want to get the bloodthirst cooldown ticking. That feels like the most important thing. He says as he does the exact opposite on the very next enemy. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is... The fact that so many of them trigger on the same attack is the part where my brain is like, what do I prioritize? I have no idea. Somebody help me. Just because I'm bad, alright? I'm not good at reactive rotations, which is probably why I shouldn't be doing Fury instead of Arms. Although, isn't Arms also reactive? I have no idea, actually, if Arms is reactive. Also, scum-covered bags have a chance to drop a battle pet, which is one of the only ones I've sold on this server for a decent chunk of change. I don't remember exactly how much, but... I remember recounting that it was a somewhat large number and quite nice. Don't worry about me, I'm just taking shortcuts. Pardon me, excuse me. Coming through. Hello!
Well met. Have a good one.
Alright. A level 100 hunter seems to be doing Lore Master. Yeah, so when it comes to rotations, the reason that I don't gel well with reactive rotations, I mean, I don't know, like, the actual reason, I just know that it's the truth. And I know that is the case, it literally always has been. I've never really been a fan of reactive rotations, which is weird because I've always liked Beast Mastery Hunter. And it's always somewhat been reactive, except for, you know, BC. Where you literally hit the 1 key a lot. But for the most part, Beast Mastery Hunter has just been a reactive rotation spec for a long time. And I've always liked it too, so I don't know. It's weird. But I'm just bad, I guess. I'm really just bad at reactive rotations. Because there's too much stuff in my brain. Because I see a bunch of things pop up on screen, and I'm like, oh, do them all. So then I just, you know, smash my face on the keyboard, hoping to hit every single individual key that is, you know, relevant to all of the things popping up on my screen. Of course, you can't use all the abilities in that fashion, so it doesn't work ever. But it's all right. I do like the additional treasures. They're pretty cool. Alright, so here's the play. I think I figured it out. Whenever I have extra rage, instead of... Right, because this has a much shorter... It triggers a much shorter global cooldown. As far as I can tell. I mean, it's definitely shorter. I think... Is it down here? There's a Death Knight thing in the basement of one of these type of buildings. There is a dude. Okay. Hello. But yeah, so this triggers a much shorter global cooldown, so if I do it before Bloodthirst, not only will I be wasting less rage, probably, but I will also, you know, get both abilities off sooner and have less downtime between the GCD of Bloodthirst and the next ability, I think. There's a lot to soak in, you know. This is why I like dual specking early enough in the levels on a character that I don't hit like a level where there's just this glut of new information I have to soak in. Alright, what's Crimson Boar? Okay, I think I go up to kill Huntsman Leopold. At the very least, I think I go up to do something. Okay, yeah. Hello, Huntsman Leopold. You damn dirty scourge. Vipers. Alright. Where are these treasures? Are they at the bottom of these staircases? I guess probably. I just didn't notice when going up the other one. Well, it's not. Okay, well, the staircase doesn't go all the way down, but that is the thing that I'm looking for. So where's the other one? Oh, it's there. Wait. Didn't I? I'm lost. I need help. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Found it. Okay, I understand. So I started there. That's okay, got it. It just looked, for some reason it looked to be a similar layout, I guess, to the first one that I picked up. Anyway.
What can I do for you? See you around.
Gunk. And Blanc.
See you later.
And Chunk. And yeah. Yeah, give me that shit. Is this yeah, it's mail, so this is super upgrade. I was like, that gave a lot of a very large amount of armor. I guess it, you know,
See you later.
must be upgrading from mail. Hit the button. All right, mouse accuracy. Hit the button. What? I think my mouse is fucked. That sure was weird. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it. So, one cool thing, though, is that now we have Battle Shout. How great is that? We have additional 10% attack power. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to... Oh, okay. That's it? I mean, if that's it, like, I did it, so there you go. I definitely did this quest. I just... Huh. I thought that I had to, like, actually fight shit. Well, guess not. That's fine by me, you know? I'm not opposed to not fighting shit. Maybe I have to fight shit, like, at the end or something. Rohan the Assassin. You all the way up here? Oh, Jesus. There you are. I was like, hang on, I thought you were up here. Alright, we figured it out. We have found Rohan the Assassin. And he's fucking dead. Alright. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Time to take a nice, relaxing stroll down the world's longest staircase. Just kidding. Yeah. I hate, like, fully enclosed staircases. I'm glad that one wasn't. Like, there are several, like, fully enclosed staircases in the game where it's like, there's just no way to just jump down. So it takes, like, 30 minutes to climb up, and then you get to the part where you want to go down, and you're just like, Yeah, I don't want to do that again. Let me Hearthstone. Alright, don't aggro. Nice. Fast. So, you know what I'm pissed off about? It's nothing, like, it's not a thing I should be pissed off about. In fact, I'm not even that actually upset about the situation. It's just a thing that kind of, you know, it rubs me the wrong way. The fact that they entirely, well, this is not going well. The fact that they entirely removed Berserker stance. All right, can you? Thank you. All right, much better. There we go. Okay, but they removed Berserker stance. It's just a thing that's weird to me. I'm like, how could they... Oh wait, that turns in back there? Oh, that's Skullmanson. Stratholm. Okay. Oh, it's hard. But yeah, there's no Berserker stance anymore. If you don't know Berserker stance, it was... God, what even was the point? Like, basically, every spec had their own stance, right? It was battle if you're arms. Yes, please. Battle stance if you're arms, protection stance if, or defensive stance if you're protection, and berserker stance if you're fury. And I don't remember what made it. Okay, so I guess battle stance you only generate rage from auto attacks. Defensive stance you just generate rage passively and with spells. And berserker stance I think it was like you gain rage like battle stance from auto attacks, but also from getting hit. So it was like the almost like the PvP stance. Now I don't remember, did you take extra damage with it? I don't know. But the thing that made it like such a thing, such an actual thing. What am I trying to articulate here? The thing that made it relevant or impactful enough to my psyche that I remember it so deeply is the fact that you had to do a quest to get it. The quest was in Barrens? Like, wasn't it like this island, actually? No, that's Alcatraz, right? There's like there's like an island somewhere like on the shore or on the coast of the Barrens that you had to go to. I think you also had to go there for like some of the shaman totems, because again, those, the shaman totems you had to do actual quests for. Yeah, so there was like an island you had to go to and do like a legitimately difficult quest in order to get Berserker stance, which was more or less required if you wanted to PvP as a warrior, I think. Also, you had to stance dance. Like, I think there are abilities that require you to be in a certain stance now, but you had to really stance dance before, because I think charge you could only use in battle stance, and there was other stuff like that. I don't quite remember all of it. Oh, hello. I was like, oh god, do I have to kill a lot of you? No, just this is the main guy that I gotta fucking myrtleize. Alright. I'm taking a lot of damage. Maybe because I'm, you know, not protection anymore. It's just an uncomfortable amount of damage, an amount of damage I'm not particularly used to. Damn it! God, I hate being Fury. I might actually switch back like immediately. Let's do it. I'm sure with some getting used to, Fury is just fine. But it's not for me right now, I'll tell you that. Not right now. Yeah, this feels better. Having multiple abilities I can use without rage feels a lot better. I'm already. I already feel just generally better. This is great. I'm glad I tried to mix it up though. I didn't want to get stuck in my old ways, blind to new experiences, you know? But at the same time, I also never want to play Fury again. That's not true. I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure that it's a perfectly fine, perfectly enjoyable spec if I put the time in, or it might even be a level problem. Maybe it's just the fact that, you know, I'm at a level where I really don't have all the things that make it a cohesive spec yet, which is one of the biggest problems with the ability trim, I guess is what it's called. When they cut a lot of what they thought were kind of unnecessary abilities from specs. It makes it so a lot of the damn it. Shit. Are there two? There are more than one. There's more than one person other than me doing all these quests. Except the problem is none of them really are doing it for leveling purposes. Why are they all doing it at the same time? Why is this the time to fucking quest in Eastern Plaguelands? At 1:25 a.m. Well, my time. 11:30 p.m. realm time. On a fucking Saturday night. What's the point? I don't get it. I'm doing it because I gotta record a video, you know? Okay, so which one of these is best? Sudden death, maybe? Devastate reduces the rage cost of heroic strike by... Oh no, unyielding strike seems really good, right? Yeah, that seems really good. Unfortunately, heavy repercussions does not seem so good. Interesting. Oh, come on, man. Alright. I know for a fact he's supposed to, like, path up and down here, but his corpse is still here. Meaning there's no pathing to be had right now. You know what? Let's fucking do this other thing. Whatever. If I come back and he's dead again, then fuck it. Whatever. I don't care. I'm a little peeved right now. Mostly because I'm so certain that when I do end up coming back, he will be dead again. I think guaranteed. Not even almost guaranteed. I think just straight up guaranteed he's going to be dead when I come back. Also, hey, look, a quest where they actually have the proper amount of whatever bodily organ I'm stealing from them. Well, removing from their corpses. This is actually one of the only ones in the game. Hey, I get 2 eyes from killing a dude whom I need to collect eyes from. Alright, you. I remember there being a lot more close together. Ah, here we go. Yeah, okay, this is what I remember. Oh god, I forgot about the things, what do you call them? Like, graves? They're like not really graves, but, you know, graves. So why can't I be polymorphed by an NPC? And, they can still hit me without breaking polymorph? It seems a little bullshit unfair, you know? Not very equality driven, if you ask me. What? Excuse me, what, did you go for a run? What was that? Alright. Confusing things have happened recently in WoW. they continue to happen, seemingly. What are you... I don't understand. I don't understand. What are you doing? What are you doing? It makes no sense. It's like they just run a set distance and then run back. I don't understand. Alright. Who are you? Alright. Yeah, so I was leveling my enhancement shaman, who, remember in the last episode I said was level 40 and then joked about how they were going to be level 70 at the end of the night? Well, they got to 64, so not quite what I had jokingly predicted. But while leveling them in Outland, in Hellfire, there's the spot where you have to collect, what is it, beads from orc dudes on a ridge above the pools of Agonar? Fuck off! Ah, Jesus. Here, I'll help you. Here, I'm here to help. Time to camp out, I guess. But yeah, in the location with all the orcs above the pools of Agamemnar, I think it is Agonar, right? There's like orcs on this ridge or whatever. Right here. Up there, I saw a rock flare, right? So here, let me go back to the map so I can. So there's like a rock flare questline down here, right, where you have to kill, like this big dude who I forget the name of. You have to kill 4 rock flare alphas and 8 rock flare whelps, and they only exist here, right? Except for one apparently that spawns just right up here on the cliff. I don't know why he was there. I have no idea. It confused the shit out of me, and I streamed the whole time, so if you want to go back and find that, feel free. The stream audio might be muted, because I play music on my stream, because I'm a horrific, degenerate monster who enjoys literally profiting from playing other people's music. That's not how it works, but that's how, you know, like, record companies choose to see that sort of thing. They're like, oh, they could never be listening to the music, and it could never be separate from what they're doing, you know? The people who are watching like when advertisements are being run, well, they're running ads on our music. In reality, it's just running ads on a stream, you know? People don't watch streams because of the music. At least, I don't know a single person who watches a stream because of music. People like to ironically say that they watch Arteezy's stream because of the music. And the reason that I'm saying they ironically say that is because Arteezy intentionally plays the most god-awful music that exists. And he's admitted multiple times, it started out as him just choosing music that he thought was terrible. And then it grew on him, and now he's a monster. Alright. Took far too long. Oh well. Yeah, like, people don't watch streams because of the music that's being played on the stream. Sure, they can be like, oh, dude, nice taste in music, that's cool, and, like, enjoy the music that's being played on stream. But that's a completely different, you know, it's a separate thing to them actually supporting the stream. Right? I mean, it's like going to a restaurant that's listening to the radio, right? They have the radio on, which I know many a restaurant that do that, right? Or well, you know, like not fancy restaurants obviously, but restaurants that have the radio on in the background is like not a weird thing, right? And that's like claiming that the people are eating there because of the music that's being played, and that's just like, it's so dumb, you know? Like, yeah, you can be like, oh, I like it. And in fairness, there are places that do capitalize on people who, like, there are restaurants where people go to because they want to listen to music, but they're like specific restaurants. Apparently my brother went to one in Chicago that is a math rock focused restaurant. If you don't know what math rock is, that's okay. You're not alone. In fact, you're part of the majority. And I still couldn't tell you. My brother told me one time, and he like showed me some of it, and I was like, okay, it's weird. And that was that. So I don't know. But, you know, there are people who go to that place because of the music being played. Absolutely. But here's the thing. In that circumstance, they, like, you know, in that specific instance, it's literally people playing their music live there, and the people who are playing their music live get paid and shit. But, you know, many a restaurant do just listen to the radio. And, you know, record companies aren't coming after those restaurants. So, I don't know why they're so upset about, you know, digital media using their music. I mean, it's a different thing entirely, right? To, if you're, I don't know. I guess, I'm kind of split on it. I don't know. It's a hard thing for me to really state my opinion on, because I realize there's a lot of, like, little intricacies to my own opinion about the subject that I haven't quite put the thought in to entirely articulate, but let's do this. So, you know, we skipped straight to Lights Up Chapel, and now we're back on the caravan. So, basically, I skipped one thing, which didn't affect the caravan in any way. So that's cool. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. I think people need to calm the fuck down on the whole suing situation. Here in America. I mean, it's almost like, I'm gonna use a term that I don't know is an actual term, so I apologize if it's not a real thing, but it's almost like to a point where it's propagandized. Don't know if that's a word. It sounds smart enough to be a word, and, you know, it displays the meaning I'm going for. But it's, you know, there are, like, so many commercials where it's like, do you feel you've been wronged in the workplace? Are you over this age? And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know, I'm such and such, ace attorney. I have so many lawsuits under my belt, right? And it's such a obnoxious thing. I mean, sometimes lawsuits are a very useful, meaningful, worthwhile thing. In the example that everybody likes to point to of a pointless lawsuit, the actual thing that came from the lawsuit is incredibly relevant. The thing I'm referring to, of course, the lawsuit I'm referring to, of course, is the McDonald's coffee incident, where basically what happened was this woman got McDonald's. I think it was McDonald's. Pretty sure it was McDonald's. She got McDonald's, and she got coffee with her food, and, you know, in the car she grabbed the food, grabbed the coffee, put the coffee between her legs squeezed together, and what ended up happening was the coffee spilled over and gave her, was it third-degree burns? Did it actually give her third degree? I think so. And then, you know, everybody likes to joke about it, like, oh, I didn't know coffee would be hot, you know, but in reality, there was no actual existing protocol when it comes to the specific heat of the coffee when served to a customer. Also, there were no warning labels or anything, which is relevant, you know? Like, it did seem silly, you know, on first inspection. It does seem like a very silly lawsuit, like, McDonald's, you burned me even though I put it between my legs and it, you know, spilled it myself. But the conclusion, the thing that came from the lawsuit, is relevant and is important. So I'm glad that happened, you know? I say you know a lot. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to stop, but it's just such a perfect filler. You know? But it's such a weird thing. Because I do think people are sue happy. But then there are very specific cases where I do think the lawsuit is an incredibly relevant and important thing. So I don't know. I'm torn I'm torn on a lot of things, actually. As you'll find with me, I have a very, at least I try to have a very kind of middle viewpoint on most things. I try to not be overly biased on stuff, which makes it really hard to actually have opinions. Because pretty much no matter what, any of my opinions are going to be, they're going to have conflicts within themselves to some extent. So it's difficult. I mean, I'm not talking like, you know, literal contradictory statements in the same exact opinion or whatever. But, okay, where is this? Travel west through Stratholme's main gate. Oh, okay. It's in Stratholme. I understand. I got a lot of stuff to do in Stratholme, apparently. The unfortunate thing is that, well, I mean, I guess I can do the breadcrumb quest for, you know, the... How are you not dead? Excuse me. He had 100 health, and I auto-attacked him 4 times, and he didn't die. What? What? Why are they not dying? Am I missing something? They're like waiting and dying on their own. Yeah, what the hell? I have no idea. I get their loot, but I don't get the victory rush. Alright. I don't understand, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And that's okay. Don't have to get everything. I mean, I guess it's a failsafe in case I was going to kill them too quickly before they could spew their information about the thing. Okay, fuck this. Why? Slopes in this game, man. Slopes in this goddamn game. Alright.
Open for business.
Open for business.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Can I help you? See you around.
Can I help you? Do I have any? I do have quite a number of additional loot things. It's slopes. It's really not a lot of gold, obviously. I mean, you know, they're like 2 silver a pop. But if you think about it, if they're 2 silver a pop, and they drop off of, let's say, every enemy, which is not entirely true, but they're definitely over a 50% drop rate, in my experience. So let's say that they drop off of every enemy. Every 50 enemies, I get an additional gold. That's pretty good. That's an amount of gold that I am absolutely comfortable with getting. And considering all the other options were just to improve the killing of shit, which I don't believe I need, I think it's all right. Oh man, I fucking love this shit, man. Just classical Azeroth settings are really good. Oh, hello.
Victory lies ahead. Remember the sun well.
I'll remember the sun well.
Careful. See you later.
Question is, will you? It's the important thing. So what am I doing? Oh, I actually have to kill you. Oh, let me do that. My apologies. You wanted to die, but I didn't realize that I needed you to. Stratholm. So is it in here? Oh, there's the entrance. Hello. Oh. Okay. Do I have to do something about this? I feel like the answer is no, but I'm gonna kill this dude anyway. Yeah, okay. Also, some of these pouches, as you can tell, are definitely more gold. Overstuffed gold. Oh, okay. So I have to kill golems, I gotta kill skeletons. Skrellingtons, I apologize. And I gotta do a lot of stuff, actually. Yeah, I don't remember ever doing all these quests. I remember this area because I definitely ran to Stratholm on more than one occasion. Because nobody fucking ever wanted to be the one to... Well, first of all, let me take you guys way back, you know, super far back in the days of old, when this LFG tool either didn't exist, if you want to go way back, or existed explicitly as essentially just an easy to operate trade chat for finding a group, although nobody used it, so it was irrelevant. So, way back in the day, you might notice there's stones, there's signposts that are giant rocks that you see outside of most instances. Well, let me explain what those are used for. They're not signposts, in fact, they're summoning stones. You need 2 party members, I think. Yeah, 2. To use them. And it allows you to summon party members. You can still use them. They still do operate in their old way, but they're unnecessary. Aside from, you know, maybe raiding, but most raids are fairly not spread out at this point, so you can get to most current tier raids in like 5 minutes. Okay, there's a lot of stuff I gotta do here, man. I could go all the way over there, or I could just do this shit. Let's do this shit. So what you'd have to do is have 2 party members. Let's say you were doing Stratholm, right? Well, first of all, the only way you're gonna find a group for Stratholm is if everyone's already in Eastern Plaguelands and in the correct level range. Pretty much. That's probably the only way that you're gonna find a group. I'm sure there's people who are gonna disagree with that or whatever, but anyway, that's how you'd get a group, right? Is you'd go in general, you'd be like, hey, anybody wanna do Stratholm? And then, you know, LF one more Strath need DPS or something. Except you wouldn't need a DPS, you'd need a tank. It was the same back then. You always needed a tank as the final fucking person for every goddamn thing. And so you'd get your groups together, and then for some reason, between the formation of the group and the actual arrival of people at Stratholme, people who are, mind you, were in the area at some point, that's how they're part of your group, are now in Stormwind, right, as Horde, because they're just, you know, they're chilling, and, because they're weird or something. They're just in Stormwind now, and you don't know why they're there, and they're like, hey, can I get a summon? And you're like, what, you were here? No, I can, just give me a summon, it's fine. So then you'd have to have 2 specific people run to the instance, go to the summoning stone, use the summoning stone, summon people, hope that the people noticed that they were getting summoned, hit the accept button in the summon, then they'd be there, and then that's when you began the instance, which, you know, you could very easily get 30 seconds into the instance and somebody would be like, oh shit, sorry, it took too long for us to start, so now I have to go shit in a bucket. And then you're like, well, that's fucking weird. Why would you join a group if you had like 8 minutes? Well, I thought we would be faster. Yeah, but we're not gonna finish the dungeon before you have to leave, right? Like, what was the point? And then you have to go back into general and be like, I left one more Stratholme. Need tank, because it was the tank who had to go shit in a bucket, obviously. And it was this whole thing, man. Just this whole dang thing. You kids these days with all your being spoiled with all your shit. Automatically teleporting to instances. Back in my day. And that's still like my favorite thing to point out. Well, I love to just, you know, when somebody says, man, I miss when WoW was in such and such expansion. It was way better back then. I like to point out literally every single negative thing that existed in that time frame, which I'll guarantee, in general, is a lot more than now. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, Warlords of Draenor is the best expansion ever. I mean, it's not, in my opinion. But that's also a very opinion-based thing. So, whatever. You know, people are like, oh, I loved BC. It was when the game was best. It was so hardcore. And it's like, oh, so you loved you loved that the hardcoreness was literally just the requirement to have no other commitments aside from World of Warcraft, because that's the only way you're gonna ever raid in BC. At least raid, you know, what would be considered seriously, which is current tier, keeping up with that shit. Also, how about all those infinity rep grinds you had to do in BC that were all time gated? Oh, time gates, man. Sure do miss them time gates. That was the greatest, you know? Back when everything that you wanted to do, you could only do it a finite amount of times every day, after doing a finite amount of setup things every day for a month to be allowed to do the thing that you want to do. Basically, my point is, attunements suck ass. Anybody who says otherwise is just joking. They're being facetious. Or they're kidding themselves. There's no positive thing to, quote, difficult attunements. I'll agree. I think for example, the system that they use in Warlords of Draenor to unlock flying in Draenor, that is, if that was attunements, I think attunements would be fine. But in the way that we understand attunements to be in World of Warcraft, they are awful. They're a really bad system. But if new attunements get added, let's say in the next expansion you need to do an attunement to do the first raid tier or whatever, then, oh, okay. I thought that I had to kill dudes, and then only then I'd be allowed to scrape gunk off of this flesh giant's foot, but Apparently there's just a foot. Alright. So, like, if there was a small-ish attunement, sure, like, it can be time-gated as long as it's not excessive. For example, the Warlords of Draenor Flying is time-gated and kind of RNG-gated, but it's not excessive. For example, the main thing that gates you is the rep for, who is it? It's like Order of the Awakened, I think. That rep is one of the main gates. Damn it, I just want to loot. That's one of the main time gates. And then the other one is getting the pit. The invasion, or not invasion, but like, you know, the quests that you get from the garrison for every day for Apexis crystals. You have to do all of them. And you can buy every single missive aside from the one for the pit. So the pit has to actually just come up naturally at your war table, your war planning table. Sorry. So that's kind of an RNG / time gate, which kind of sucks. But I think it's a fine system because it's account wide, meaning that let's say that they did that as the attunement for the first rating tier of Legion. They would force you to do some stuff, you know, just some stuff and some things, and yeah, maybe it would be a little bit of a headache, just a little bit, nothing excessive, nothing like Karazhan attunement. And then when you're done, you're fucking done. That's it. You're done. Now you did it. And now if you want to raid the first tier of rating on any of your characters, you can do it. Because it'll be account wide. Easy peasy, awesome solution to attunements that does keep the attunements. There is one main positive thing to attunements, and that is you are guaranteed to get serious people. Right? There's not going to be any jokers who are like, hey, carry me through such and such. I guess I have to talk to you. You're not going to get any people who don't take it seriously, who are idiots or whatever. Well, maybe you'll get idiots, but, you know, you're going to, at the very least, commit. You're going to have people who have the commitment to do the attunement, right? Which is relevant. That is the main positive aspect. Oh, I didn't know this was a cutscene. Oh, I can't skip it. Okay. So, like, yeah, the main benefit of attunements is the fact that you're actually making sure you have people doing the raid who already have the commitment to do the raid, right? So people can't just waltz in and be like, hey, carry me. So that's the good part. The bad part is the actual ways that attunements have been done in the past. And this also solves the issue of, for example, with old attunements, it has a seriously huge problem of can only be used once. Hang on, what was I saying? Right, it avoids the one of the biggest problems of attunements in that they literally force you to either commit that immense amount of time and effort multiple times, or you're just committing to playing one character. You have no leeway to make an alt, or at least you can't raid on that alt unless you do the huge time commitment bullshit a second time, right? Just making attunements account wide would be great. Okay, so this I lost track of time. We are almost an hour in, so I'm gonna cut this episode, and I'll be back in like the exact same spot. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and do all that good shit. And I will see you guys in the next episode.